Tonight, 5 Investigates is exposing a problem that's putting people with disabilities at pretty big risk. 2 families are now trying to make a change that could close the loophole and then protect some of the most vulnerable in our society from abusers. Karen Anderson is live in our newsroom to explain. Karen.
And well, Maria, the families were horrified when their own experiences caused them to look deeper into caregiver abuse cases all across the state. Now, in a field with low pay and high turnover, they found it can be easy for someone with a track record of abuse to keep on working.
A woman slapped him right across the face.
Ann Joyce knew something was wrong with her son Dana, but because of his disability, he isn't able to speak. So Ann set up a hidden camera in Dana's room at his group home and captured this disturbing video that we obtained from court.
A man also hit him on his torso, and then as he walked him into the bathroom, he hit him on the back of the head. It was just awful. I probably cried for weeks.
The workers, Ikena Kenekolom and Joyce Kinua, were charged with assault of a disabled person. Kenekolom was convicted. Kinua's case was continued without a finding.
The abuse was physical. It was severe.
Cheryl and Nick Chan were sickened when state investigators told them their nonverbal son, Nicky, had been abused by a caretaker. A judge found the caretaker not guilty in court.
There is nothing in place that would prevent a person from abusing again.
A criminal records check by an employer will show if an applicant was criminally charged with abuse. But here's the problem. Only a fraction of substantiated adult abuse cases end up like the Joyces and Chans in court. The history of hundreds of abusers simply isn't available, and they can work again.
When you realized there was no way to check, what went through your mind?
Terror. The possibility that they could just go and do it again at the next job.
That's why the Chans and Joyces are supporting a bill that would create a registry of caretakers with substantiated cases of abuse against adults with disabilities, even if they weren't criminally charged. The head of the ARC Massachusetts, which advocates and runs programs for people with disabilities, says providers should know the results of state investigations.
So it's very important to have the registry as a tool, a mandatory registry that would not allow them to hire someone from the list.
The Disabled Persons Protection Commission investigates allegations of abuse and received 11,000 complaints last year alone. They used to check their own database for cases at an employer's request, but budget cuts eliminated that service.
For every day that we don't have it, what does that mean?
Persons who abuse individuals with disabilities can go and work for other providers.
And your reaction to that?
It's troubling.
These families are determined to prevent abusers from hurting anyone else.
If we can do something to ensure that it won't happen to someone else again, we are obligated to do that.
We need this registry to protect our loved ones.
Now, out of the 11,000 complaints filed last year, about 300 cases had definitive evidence of abuse. All of those caregivers would have ended up on this registry if it were in place. Now, we're told it would cost about $1 million to get it up and running, and even the union representing group home workers supports the idea as long as it includes a process for appeal. Karen Anderson, 5 Investigate.